Hello, my lovely people. Welcome back to my channel, Learning with Neelu. Every day we speak or converse with a lot of people, starting from your family members, being your relatives, your friends, your colleagues, be it your neighbors, a lot of people that we speak to on a daily basis. So, today's topic, what we are going to discuss here is what are the types of conversations? I'm sure it sounds very simple, but do you know that every conversation you have with different kind of people, there is a name for it. So let's get started with different types of conversation that we are going to learn today. So the very first one is to chat or a chat. When do you have a chat? Usually it happens between two friends when you quickly meet somewhere and it's just a small chat which happens very quickly. So a chat is a type of conversation which you can add on. Moving on to the next conversation type is to reminisce. I'm sure most of them wouldn't have heard what exactly this is. This usually happens between a group of people where you tend to talk about your past. So when you meet up with your friends or your relatives or your family, you get nostalgic and you want to talk about your past. Example what I can give you is my husband the other day was reminiscing about how well he used to play the sport. So, whenever you talk about the past and you're talking about life and what happened during those days, basically getting nostalgic is what is to reminisce, to argue, or an argument. So, when usually there is an argument, when two people disagree with whatever they want to say, is what causes argument. So, this is also a type of conversation where two people argue and they don't come to a point, or sometimes this argument even goes to a level where you need to raise your voice, or sometimes it's just a simple argument because they don't agree with what you want to say. So it is an argument or to argue. Moving on to the next one is to discuss or a discussion. Usually discussion happens, if I could give you an example, it is between a boss and his subordinate. So if the boss is not happy with his work, so what he says, let's have a discussion about this to get to a resolution, or let's discuss about this later, because he would not like to discuss in front of any other people. So discussion in that manner happens with a lot of people. You can also discuss with your family members, right? So discuss or a discussion is also a type of conversation. The next one is a pep talk. So when usually a pep talk happens, it is when you want to boost somebody's confidence and you want to say, yes, you can do it. That's a pep talk. Sometimes it happens between two friends where you see your friend going on a stage to perform, or maybe playing his or her sport, and before they could go, you are just giving them a pep talk by saying, yes, you can do it. So that's a kind of a conversation. To banter. It's a very light-hearted conversation, you can say, between two friends where you tend to make jokes and you also add a little humor, so which is taken very sportively between the two. So that is the type of conversation where you can say it as to banter. Heart-to-heart conversation. With whom do you feel like having a good heart-to-heart conversation? Mostly with a person you trust or someone who's very close to your heart. So heart to heart conversation happens usually with a family or a very close friend, where you speak about what is happening in your life. You seek advice because you trust them, right? So this is a kind of conversation which you can say it as heart to heart conversation. A small talk. This usually happens between people who just keep a simple conversation, like maybe food, weather, sports, movies, lot of things. It's just a small conversation that you have where you don't have to go in detail and know the person who he or she is or the group is. So it's just a small talk with someone you don't know much, right? So today we have learned a lot of types of conversation, and we are going to continue this for the next session because I'm going to come out with more conversation types where you will be able to understand that whatever you're doing with people is what kind of conversation. And if you like my video, please share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you.